What's up, guys? Sunday. Haven't done one of these videos in a long time. Just been running around, working a lot. Usually cut the trees back, like drastically back, before they put blooms on, right, while it's cold. All the fruit trees. Sucks the sap down into the root system. Cut it back, and I generally cut it. This will be the third year that I've cut any of this stuff. And I cut it to a point that I'm uncomfortable with it. That seems to be kind of the general theme when you watch any of those videos. And I hack them back, and they come back and double every year. And we get so much fruit off these things. So, got up this morning, did all the rats and reptiles. That took a couple hours. And cut some belts this afternoon. Amanda's cutting a shitload of pouches right now, a couple hundred of them, and orders. And I've been out here, I don't know, last hour probably, and I've got all the way from the road up to here. And these trees I've already cut. You can see how they're thinned out a little. This one compared to this one here, they're thinned out. Let's see if I can adjust the balance of this. So just cut them basically so none of the branches rub, none of the branches overlap, and cut out a lot of the new growth, which will just put energy into the fruit. Every one of these blossoms will become a peach on this tree, or the majority of them. This one here, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a pear tree. I'm terrible about, I'll plant them and we'll have the tags, and the tags are good for a year or two on them, and then they just kind of disintegrate. And I should have done a grid and, you know, plotted it out on paper as to what each tree is, but I didn't. So I kind of came through. This one here is rubbing. I cut this. I'm going to come back in here and cut this piece off where it rubs this tree, and just create air and create light between the branches when the leaves come on. Kind of keeps the fungus, keeps all the little webs and shit out of there, from all the bugs you don't want. So this tree here, I'm going to come in and cut it, and cut basically all this stuff. The first couple of years, I wanted it to really grow and see what it was going to do, and I'd cut some of it out. But like this branch right here, I'm going to cut it all the way at the base so that we can get up here with a mower as need be. And then this one kind of growing down. And you got to look at where they come from. You might have 5 or 6 Ys splitting out, and all these little buds here, these will all become fruit, and it's really, really heavy. So like this branch here, where it rubs into that branch, I'll cut this whole entire branch to the base there. And then I'll cut one of these coming out of here down, and then top it some. Not like cut the whole top of it off, but I'm going to cut a lot of that weight up top off. And then it's just hard to get up there and get the fruit. So the tree will just put more energy down into the base by cutting some of that top out of there. And I've got probably 10 more here I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go down, and that fig tree that just looks like a skeleton there, we're going to hack that back, because no matter how dead you think it is, and it is dead, it'll come right back as soon as it warms up a little more. And then those dead branches are in there just in the way, so I'm going to cut those back all the way. And we've got 240 trees we pick up in a week or so here. It's a loblolly pine, red oak, there's a dogwood, and there's some kind of pear tree in there. And we're just going to plant them really just in the tree line, out in the woods, and just let them do their thing, see what comes up, and then spread out the ones that we don't want. And then if that tree's doing real awesome and it's something we want, we'll cut down some of the stuff that's casting shade over it. Keep in mind, any of these videos that you see me do, like on this stuff, I've only been doing it a couple years. There's a lot of dudes out there that know more than me. And keep in mind too, that whatever your plan is with this, it's a long-term plan. And Mother Nature, and plants and wildlife, they kind of have a different plan than what you have. So just because you see a video that says this is the right way to do it, or a video that says this is how I did it, it doesn't always mean it's going to work every year, or that it'll work for you. Do your research, figure what's best for you, and then kind of go from there. But I mean, trees they're pretty resilient. I mean, short of lopping that thing down, and shit, we've lopped a lot of stuff down on the property that we didn't want, and it comes back. I mean, I've got 10 different times we've dumped gravel here. I've got over $35,000 worth of gravel here at this point, and the gravel grows grass better than where I actually want grass to grow a lot of times. And you'll come through and round it up. Yeah, I do use some Roundup down on the gravel. You'll round it up and it'll kill it, but something else will come back. Or you'll fire torch it. Those weed dragons, they work great, especially if we just need to clean the property up right away, like we have a party or we've got a bunch of customers or clients coming into town for some function. We can come through and torch it, but within a few weeks, man, you will have stuff growing here that you've never seen grow before. The fire releases something in the seeds that are in the soil, and you'll kill off one type of grass or plant that's here, and that fire will torch that down, and within a couple of weeks you'll have something completely different growing there. So Mother Nature definitely, she has her own plan, and it's not ever going to meet what you want it to be. So you kind of have to conform to that and just work with her. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to set a couple cameras up. I've already done, I'm probably an hour into this right now. I'm just going to set up a couple GoPros, and we'll just fast forward it and show you once it's done. But I just got the Toyota out here today. I just traded this in, as a matter of fact. They're building a brand new 4Runner, TRD Pro 4Runner. That'll be coming in like 3 weeks. So I just have this out here. You guys ask about the razors all the time. Razors are awesome. We use them constantly. The bed is super small, so without having to hook a trailer up, I'm just using the Toyota to put all this cutting in. And this is the second load. I ran another load already back to the burn pile back there, and that's the deal. So razors are awesome. A Ranger, I would definitely be more use wise on the property. We have a lot of fun with the razors, like we jump them and run them around and tear ass through here. But for utility, a Ranger would be better. But the truck is just great for this right now. And I'll set those GoPros up and you can kind of see what I did today. And then maybe we'll fly the drone around or something.
Come from? I don't get it.
Survival podcast.
At one point,
so there's that tree. A lot of air, a lot of light through there. Yes, I cut a bunch of buds off of there, which all would have become fruit. But it got cold and I didn't cut. I thought I had a lot more time. Heated up, put on a bunch of buds. Yes, we lost some fruit, but over the next year or two, the tree will be much better for it. So no real branches are going to rub when it gets windy. Up top, maybe. I should probably take it down a little bit lower than it is, but this is where we're at, and it'll be good from here. And then this one, I'm going to do the same. This one, and then this one here. I'm not sure that these other three little ones here are alive. I'm not sure. When I snap them, I'll know in a minute. But like these branches here, where they're just all intersecting and intertwined, I'm going to cut some of those main ones out of there. And it'll just, the tree will be better for it. We're going to cut everything this low so we can get a mower around here. Right now we're heavy in wood chips. there was probably 18 inches of wood chips, and they've rotted down to, you know, 6 now. There's a lot of soil there. And then we always we pull the wood chips back away also from the base of the tree. I know people pile it up, it seems to work, you hear it rots, I don't know. We just kind of pull it back and then go from there. Every year these trees double in size. In the next 6 weeks here, these things will just be enormous. They'll be crazy, you won't even recognize them. They'll put on so much growth. Alright guys, that's about it. Everything's cut that I'm going to cut today. Did it all with these Corona 1 3/4 inch Corona dual length. I've been using these for 3 years now. We cut stuff with them that's way too big to cut. Like you kind of bite into it and then you just kind of rotate it around and work through it. And then we've beat the piss out of those things. They're good. And then I use these little Fiskars. These little Fiskars, says EA1115. Amanda bought these from Walmart a year or so ago. Not what I would have bought, but I opened them new out of the package today and cut all the small stuff, all the little things, just for, you know, budding and cutting little tiny limbs in between. And they work good. I got a little dead spot, but that's probably me dropping them on the ground and not really taking care of them. Or it could be some sap in there, just gummed up a little, I'm not sure. But I'll put a link to these if I can find them on Amazon. Otherwise, Walmart or Lowe's.